When you think about doing your research, I think it's really important to think about who is your sustainability partner? What do you want to happen next? Who's your commercialization, your sustainability partner, whoever it might be? And then work with your tech transfer office to get a non-disclosure, something in place so that you can ask them, you can let them know what you're doing, because the transfer to them might be easier. They might even be able to contribute resources, things like that could really enhance this, that could take you in another direction, whatever it might be. Then the next thing I think that a lot of people may not know about is the iCore program from the National Science Foundation. So if you have NSF funding, you can go right in, you can apply right into the iCore program. But if you don't, many places around the country have these iCore sites, I think they're called, rather than nodes, where you can do like a several day or several week kind of thing where they'll help you go into a team. And what you're trying to do is see if what you are offering, if the problem that you're trying to solve is actually valid. Is it, quote unquote, a pain point? So you may have said, I've noticed that this is a problem and here's a solution, but that problem may not be recognized. So before you kill yourself to go out and leave academia and do all of the, de-risk it, see if it's worth it, right? Just have some conversations with people who might be your customer or might be your commercialization partner or might be your distributor. Start with them, and the iCore program has a curriculum around that you can work through. That's a lot of local institutions. It's I-CORPS. Okay, that's one thing. The other is many universities have accelerators, or in many cities they have accelerators. You can apply to them and you can try to get in, and then they'll teach you things like cap tables and other kinds of things that you might need. Also might teach you how to pitch or how to fix your whatever. Those are other skills you might need. I do really believe that the most important thing to start with is de-risking. And there are two different types of things. There are accelerators, there are incubators. They have slightly different roles, but you can look for those kinds of words. And if there are like technology centers, like a science center or something like some sort of collaborative where the institutions try to build up the technology in the group in your area. The one thing that people often will go to is a small business innovation research grant. So a percentage of the budget, the federal government's budget, goes into these kinds of exploratory grants. They're not a small amount of money. They are a tremendous amount of work to put it together, just to let you know. And so you want to go into that knowing that you really have a good case. And if you have a good case, you want to probably work with someone who knows how to write grant proposals, unless you know that already. And you have to realize that if you get the money, it has to go to someone or a company where the person leading it has to be there 51% of the time. And really, I think, again, you got to just start with de-risking it and really having your researcher hat, which taught you to be skeptical. I think that we are taught to be skeptical with our research findings, but once we discover something and we think it's going to be commercializable, somehow or other researchers completely lose that skepticism. And they start thinking, it's going to make $1 million, it's going to make $1 billion, it's going to be great. But you have to have that same skepticism. And then once you start developing it, do it in that rigorous systematic method where you have falsifiable assumptions about the market, about the customer, about the product, about the desirability, everything about it. You have to be really excited and negative. It's at the same time.